Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. On behalf of the Korbyt team, my name is Natalie Appleton. Excited for those of you that could join us today and kind of walk through what's new in Korbyt. As we kind of wait and give everybody a moment or two to get logged in as they're wrapping up their last meetings, because we know we all run back to back very frequently, we'll give them a little grace there. Also wanted to mention that I'm super excited to be joined by my incredible colleague Parul Soni, who is our director of product for the booking product. So we're very, very excited to showcase and walk you through what's new in Korbyt booking specifically, and really appreciate your time this morning or afternoon, depending on where you might be. And just again to keep you guys engaged for a moment as we get others or allow others to log in, we did have a quick poll that we were hoping you guys would be able to engage with and respond to. Just a quick question as we set the stage for our webinar, again focused on the booking solution that we offer here at Korbyt. And the question here to start is, how does your team book meeting rooms today? We're looking for a single choice, even though you might want to multi-select. And we do have, of course, the kind of most obvious options here, whether that's through Outlook and 365 only, using a room booking software solution such as Korbyt, or previously known as Rendezvous. Do you walk up and hope for the best? Hopefully not, but sometimes that's reality, and that's okay as well. And then because this is obviously a single choice, we do have a mix of the above. So if a few of those apply to you, happy to give you guys that as an option. So we'll just give another moment or two for users to log in. And then we'll jump into the agenda, and then we're going to spend, of course, 90% of the time in live product demo led by Parul and only guided by myself, so that way we can show you what we've been up to. Right. Perfect. Awesome. So it looks like we're getting some good responses in, which is amazing. Responses from you guys as the audience, regardless of your role and even what your participation might be in a scheduling project, is always really insightful. So we seek out information just so we can continue to guide what we're doing, specifically what Parul and her team are doing in the product, based on your feedback. So thank you for your participation in the initial poll. I do see a raised hand, and that probably leads me to say what I was supposed to already say. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the QA, and that way we can go ahead and pull those up and respond to those as needed. So if that's okay, Stuart, if you can drop your question or comment into the QA, that would be amazing, and we'd be happy to review it and respond accordingly. So I'll make sure I have that open and up as well. All right. So I think if it's okay with all of you, just knowing that your time is super valuable, and again, we're excited that you're here, we're going to go ahead and actually share the results and then jump into the agenda. Just so everybody can see here on that poll, it does look like there is definitely a mix of opportunities. I'm excited that nobody's just hoping for the best, so that means that your organizations have some sort of solution in play, and excited to see, that a variety of you are using a booking solution. And of course, we did see the attendees list. So welcome all of our existing customers. Super excited to see you guys. And for those of you that are newcomers, we're excited to present to you as well. So with that, we'll go ahead and move into the agenda. And actually, before that, maybe I'll just let Parul give herself a little more introduction, because of course she's got a really great remit within the Korbyt team and managing our Korbyt booking solution.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Welcome, all of you. I'm very, very excited to be here. I know you all have taken out a lot of time from your busy days in between calls. And trust me, you're really going to make a lot out of this session. I've been with Korbyt for about 3 years now, and really getting to get a lot of features out for all of you. So hopefully we'll kind of demo all of the new stuff that we're coming out with.
Perfect. Thank you, Parul. Yep. And again, just for those of you that might have needed another moment to log in, Parul is our Director of Product within the Korbyt booking platform. I'm Natalie Appleton, our VP of Workplace here at Korbyt. Previously with NFS for 18 years. So I've got 20 years of great insight and conversation with our clients that we're, again, using to continually drive what we're doing within the product in order to support you. So for today's session, 45 minutes, short and sweet. And if we have any time to give you back, we absolutely will. But if we have lots of great questions, we're happy to take those on as well. So we already did welcome and intros, so we're running just about on time. And what we're going to focus on additionally is we're going to look at our latest release in the AI agent, our 5 AI strategy here at Korbyt with Concierge AI. So we're very excited to take you through that. We will then move into our O365 add-in. There may be a variety of you if you're a Korbyt or Rendezvous customer already utilizing this, but we've got some new enhancements to it, and we just want to do a quick level set and make sure that everybody knows what's out there, because in all of the conversations that I'm having, that 365 add-in is top of mind because, of course, we want to meet users where they are. We do have an updated calendar view that we're excited to showcase to you as well. And then, of course, we'll wrap up with light recap and live Q&A. But speaking of Q&A, if you have any questions or comments throughout our presentation, please feel free to drop them in the question and answer Q&A box. I'll be managing that since Parul will be driving the screen and demo. So we're happy to take those questions on and answer them where it fits in and appropriate. And before we jump into the concierge demo, we're just going to do one more quick poll just to kind of set the stage for concierge. And our question number 2 is, if you could wave a magic wand and use AI to manage space, how would you feel about that? And I wanted you to kind of think about a couple of things. One is, how would you in your role feel about it? But also, how does that fit within your organization? Because those might not be exactly the same. So again, just kind of thinking about the temperature around AI. Everybody's interested, everybody's excited, but we also know that we need some guardrails, and the Korbyt team definitely up for that as well. So your 3 options are, that would be amazing. We have to think about it, which is totally fair. And nope, not at this time. Just meaning we want to kind of keep it in its own area. So thank you for the responses here. Super excited, and we kind of felt that we might drop right in the middle of we have to think about it. So what we'd like to do at this point, I may end the poll, I think, and share the results just so you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. We're going to take us into Concierge AI and have Parul walk us through kind of some of the best practices there. But just to set the stage with Concierge, it is an optional module. So if you have to think about it and we're not exactly sure if we want to turn it on yet, not to worry. We're not going to deploy it without your permission and that consideration. So I'll go ahead and let you, Parul, move into the concierge kind of view, and let's show them what we've been up to.
Sure. Thanks, Natalie. And I think to add on to your point, Natalie, not just that concierge AI is something that you can switch on or switch off, we also made sure that you can choose where you would like your users to be able to use concierge, whether it's in the web app, whether it's in Outlook, whether it's in Teams. It is everything that the administrators would be able to make a decision about. So what I'm sharing right now is the beautiful UI that we have for Concierge AI. It will allow you to make desk bookings, allow you to make room bookings, book near a colleague, or even to be able to modify and cancel your own bookings. Now, using Concierge, you can either do it via the UI, or you could do any of these exercises using the options, the quick options that we've provided here, or you could just simply type in your request. So let me just quickly pick up one of the help texts that I have here, which is find a desk for me today. Now, while I do that, the system is going to go through all my favorites that have been chosen, or all the data in terms of, what bookings I've been making, how is my pattern in terms of, booking spaces across the buildings, what is my primary property, and it is going to give me those available spaces. So like you see, within no time, it has given me a space which is available for me tomorrow. And all I have to say is, okay, let's just go book this desk for me. For example, let me just type in the name and I say at 9. That works for me. And it's going to be that simple. You just need to put in and type in your request, and within 45 seconds, your booking is just going to be done. So I'm just going to give a final confirmation, and it is going to go ahead and make this desk booking for me in no time, without any hassle, without using various UIs. You can use it within Outlook, you can use it within Teams, and there you go. You can see that your booking has been conveniently made within 3 steps. So that's the real concept, that why we've come up with Concierge AI, so that it's a one tap within the same module without switching tabs, and one step closer to your day-to-day work.
Absolutely.
I
Thank
can
you,
quickly.
Parul. Yeah, and
Mhm.
let's just pause for just a moment just to kind of make sure we double
Sure.
click on a couple things that you showed because there's a lot happening, but in a very simplistic way. So if we, within this UI, you've got the opportunity, and I know, Parul, you mentioned this, that we're looking at your historical bookings. We're aware of your home property, the area or floor that you might be on, the department, the neighborhood, the user group. All of those different attributes are being considered as concierge is, showcasing a few of those options. And then again, Parul is typing into the box, which is amazing. But as she pointed out previously from the get-go start, you also have, the ability to type in from the get-go, to use the different prompts that we've provided at the bottom, or to actually click on the icons that are provided in the UI. So I just wanted to make sure to enunciate that, because really what we're trying to do always, right, and everybody is in every line, is to make the journey more efficient and easy. And if it's easy and efficient, then users will use it. And if they'll use it, then you've got all of your great data points, and it's more, you're more able to more effectively manage your space because you know what's happening with it. So go ahead, Parul. I know you're going to show us some other cool stuff in Concierge as well.
Absolutely. I mean, and your point on, it's just not just the NLP language that you can use. You can use the UI as well, so that, if somebody wants to use the more intuitive visibility to make that decision, they have those capabilities as well. I'm going to quickly use another command, say, I've just made a desk booking. What if I want to book a desk for tomorrow? So I say, book me a room for tomorrow, say for 12 p.m. for 4 people, for example. The system again would do a similar thing, look at my historical bookings, look at my preferences in terms of the buildings, or the attributes that I use, and make me a suggestion. So it says it's given me an option of NYC3 M3 room on the 3rd floor. It has a capacity of 5 people and it's available. And all I say is yes. And it just makes sure that the space is available, matches all the business rules that you guys have put in for your organization. And literally in 2 steps, it's made the booking for me. And that's all I had to do.
And I did want to just make sure to enunciate, especially for those of our current Korbyt customers, business rules. So we know those are important, right? We know that we spend
Yes.
a lot of time during the conversations of configuration to map out those journeys. Is it request approve? Is it self-service? So we are going to be able to uphold all of those with Concierge. So again, just really trying to focus on the user experience, ease of use, updated UI as well, to just make that journey a little bit easier. But the back end workflows, alerts, communications, Outlook invites follow suit.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to quickly show you as well that the bookings that I made using Concierge, they've been titled Concierge Booking right on the grid. So I booked D1 as my desk. Here is my booking. I booked room NYC MR3. Here is the booking right on Korbyt booking application. And apart from that, you can use the UI as well. It's if I click directly on this button, it's going to give me these options to pick up today, tomorrow, or just a date. And likewise, I'll be able to follow a similar UI journey to be able to make booking without typing in. So you decide how you want to book, and Concierge AI provides you both the options.
Absolutely. So again, I think what we've all recognized, just in, a variety of organizations with different level users, who also all have different workflows that they prefer, is we're exactly wanting to do that as well. Give them some options. Some people will prefer to type right in. Some will prefer the prompt. Some will prefer clicking on the button, and they're all available. All kind of take them back to the same journey and experience and follow through on those workflows. And one other, we did have a conversation with another client who's been looking at Concierge a lot more closely recently and actually has it in their test instance. And one of the questions they had asked, and just to illuminate the group, is, well, can the prompts be adjusted for us? So if we use the word, work point versus hoteling versus hot desking versus desk, can we adjust that? And yes, absolutely. We do want to guide the users using your organization's terminology. So again, they feel seen, they know what they're doing, there's not any confusion. We're providing that consistent experience and terminology. So just wanted to make sure to call that out. So yeah, that's Concierge. We're again really excited about it. Lots of opportunities to take a closer look, either one-to-one conversations, and for our existing clients, you can even test it out. But just to keep the pace of time, we're going to move in to our 365 add-in for Korbyt booking. So I'll let Parul go ahead and showcase that.
Thank you. Okay, now Outlook is where our users kind of live. They want to be able to make bookings directly from there. The concierge bookings that I just showed you, you can see they are all aligned for me for tomorrow. But I can still show you, if I want to book directly from Outlook, what does that journey look like? So let me just quickly launch the Korbyt Booking Outlook add-in, which basically sits right inside Outlook. It is a sleek Microsoft certified Outlook add-in sitting within the real estate. I'm going to quickly put in a title and say, I want to make a desk booking first, for example. And let's say I want to make it for an all day because, I do not want those bookings to kind of come in between because it's a desk booking. I want it to sit as a banner on top. If you make that booking from Outlook or you make it from the web app, it is going to sit as a banner as long as you're making it as an all day booking. Now you see it's kind of load up my favorites, which is basically a meeting room, but I want to book a desk space. So I'm just going to select desk from here, click on find, and it's going to give me the desk spaces available. I can see their images, I can see the pictures, I can see its view, I can view its details as well from here. It'll nicely give me all the features and the attributes which are associated with the space. Can go back, and I can also use a floor plan view. So the floor plan view will give me the opportunity of visually seeing where the space is on a visual floor plan so that I'm able to make a better decision in terms of booking that space. If the floor plan view is not my choice of booking, I can still come back, select the space, hit next because it's now taking that space with me. If I want to add some services, I can say, okay, let's maybe book breakfast for myself. I'm going to just click next. If it's picked up the booking title, which is internal. If there is any other external meeting or if I'm making it for someone else, I can also choose external here. I could add some booking notes. I hit next again and I'm done. Once the booking has been done from the add-in, all I have to do is hit send, and Korbyt Booking will take care of it, and it'll kind of book the space within the Outlook add-in and within my booking as well in the web app. And you can see the desk booking is now here as an all-day banner. And this is as simple as it looks. The process is simple. Depends if you just want to book a desk or you want to add services, you want to do it from a list view or a floor plan view. All of that is possible within the add-in.
Perfect. So a couple of things really to unpack on the Outlook add-in. So again, we really want to meet your users where they are. Because if we meet them where they are and we make it simple, again, they're more likely to utilize the solution, which is really what we want. We want to drive user adoption. So with the Outlook add-in, and Parul, if you could just go back for just a moment, just to call out a couple of things that we're getting a lot of great feedback on. So we're starting right from Outlook. And I know Parul did mention, and she said it in a very nonchalant way, but I feel like there's a lot of real value I want to just lean in on is the all-day booking at the top, right? So if you have a lot of meetings happening because you're coming in, and that's exactly why you're coming in, internal, external, client facing, we want to be aware of that desk booking. We want it to show all day, but we don't want it to clutter up the calendar, even if I'm free. We don't want to see it. So this enhancement of putting it at the top is really saving all of that real estate on my calendar, less confusion for my LAA or LPA or colleague who might also be helping to manage my calendar. It's not distracting. So by putting it up on that top all day banner, it's exactly there. We still see it. The reminders follow suit, but we're just saving the real estate on your calendar. So definitely something we're really excited about. Again, this was based on user and client feedback. They loved the feature set, but they're like, but if it could just sit at the top. So we've been happy to step up to that challenge and release this feature enhancement within the booking workflow for desks, so that way we're not cluttering the calendar. So just really wanted to make sure to call that out. Same thing, business rules follow suit. If you have different request approvals, that's definitely fine. They fall in line, but we are wanting to meet the user where they are. All right.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move on. I'll quickly show you another process, another quick thing that we're able to do right from the add-in again. And this is something that we get asked about a lot, which is recurrences. We all make recurrences day in and out. It is a part of our DNA now, when it comes to working and making bookings across the business. So recurrences, again, is something that has become very easy with the Outlook add-in, and I'm going to quickly show you how. So just let's say I'm going to make a recurrence product demo, for example. And let's just choose a recurrence pattern from here itself. Let's say we want to do it daily, and we want to do it for Monday to Friday until some particular date. And let me just invite a few of my colleagues as well. Now you can see it's kind of loaded this year, but it's refreshed it because I added a colleague. So it's going to recalculate that the number of people in the room are going to be 2 and not 1. And now it's given me the list of results here. Fourth floor is my preferred floor, so it's given me those options first, and they are my suggested spaces. But it's also given me other spaces if I like, which is on the second floor being the closest floor, and the third floor, and so on and so forth. So I'm able to scroll through this list to find my favorite space. Again, I could also use the floor plan in case I'm looking for a visual view to find out where that space is going to be on the floor plan. Or I could preferably use my list view to just select the space, follow the exact same process that I did for desk booking, add services if I may like into the space. And when I do that, you'll find out that it automatically picks up the numbers. So it has automatically picked up number 2, which is the number of attendees for the catering as well, to be able to decide that I need at least 2 catering items, whatever I'm booking. I hit next. Again, internal booking if I like. If I want to add notes, I might, and just done. That's all I need to do, and the booking is going to sit within the Outlook add-in. It's going to sit within my Korbyt booking applications. It is going to make sure that the booking is put across, and you'll be able to see it right here on the calendar and on the Korbyt web app. So while Microsoft is still updating it, you can see the recurrence product demo has moved from the draft mode into a fully submitted booking, and we'll be able to see this booking on the Korbyt booking application as well.
All right, so we're going to pause again because we've got so many good things that she's walking us through. So, for recurring meetings, right? Just like we said, it's just what happens. We set a recurrence, and we want to make sure that we can go ahead and support that, of course. And we did use the Outlook recurrence pattern options because you're in Outlook. So that's exactly going to follow suit. With the preferences, again, we want to bring those in. We want to, again, not just meet users where they are, but make them feel kind of seen and that we know what they like. If you want to do that, if users don't set preferences, we're just going to kind of give them first available, based on what we know. And then the toggle in and out of the floor plan, which I know Parul has showcased us a couple of times, also is going to zoom in on the space that is highlighted or selected. So it's going to do that because it assumes that's what you want to see. But as she also showcased, you can zoom out and kind of navigate in case you want to select a different space. So we're going to keep that in mind. One other hold that we're doing on purpose as Parul walked through the booking journey is that because we're working in Outlook, and we'll go through the booking journey. You will have seen twice now that as she finishes the booking, it says your booking has been completed, but it keeps the Outlook window open. And that again is based on user feedback because maybe I wasn't done. I found my people, I booked my space, but what else do I need to do? Do I need to have an agenda? Am I attaching something? Are there other considerations I want to take place within the Outlook appointment before it just closes on me? So that is why we are following the Outlook save send for it to close the window and then go ahead and populate on the calendar and continue its journey on. So I just wanted to make sure to call those out because we are showcasing quite a few things simultaneously, and some of those have real value propositions for your user base and the organization as a whole. Thanks, Pearl.
Absolutely. I think that's a very important point, Natalie, because we hear it a lot from customers that, how do you make this decision if you're going to book a space first, or I want to put in, my body of the email first? So we've completely let it on the user what kind of journey they want to follow. Do they want to, use up the body of the email, write their agenda first, or do they want to make the booking first? Because the booking is only going to be made when they're ready to send it and not just once they've selected the space within the Korbyt booking area.
Perfect. Awesome. So we will keep the pace as well, just because we've got at least one more view to show you before we, of course, go to our Q&A. I have noticed there are a couple of questions already in the Q&A, which we appreciate, and we're going to address those during that kind of last section. So that way, if they go into different bodies of what we've covered, concierge, the 365 added, and now the new calendar view. So with that in mind, we'll showcase the new calendar view. And as Parul's updating her screen, just a little bit of backstory about what's driving the calendar view. So we as Korbyt and previously Rendezvous love the visual, right, explanation on the calendar because those in that power user view have a lot of things going on. They're often multitasking. People are walking up to them. They're guiding clients, visitors, even if they're internal. And so we want to make it really easy to see a lot. So the calendar view that we have updated that Parul is going to walk us through has just been further enhanced to make that visibility even easier. So yeah, Parul, if you want to take us to that view.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Natalie.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is the calendar view. We have really worked on the design of this. This is something that has been built to scale. You can select not just one location, not just one floor, not just one space. You can basically make it a personalized calendar view depending upon your exact choices. So right now you can see that, once I go onto the filter, I've kind of chosen the fourth, second, third floor. And within the floors, you can see I've chosen meeting rooms. Within meeting rooms, I've chosen all of them, but if I don't want to, I can just simply take them off for a personalized experience. And once I do that, I can apply filters and say, this is my favorite. And this favorite view is not limited to a single location or a single floor. You can actually scale it across regions and across locations. And as I scroll down, you'll be able to see that my top navigation bar is exactly static. Let me just pick up, say, a lot more locations to show you how a multi-location view would look like. As you see, I've loaded the Grand Central Tower. I'm scrolling down towards other spaces. Now comes up London. And once London's done, comes NYC Central Park Tower, and all the location time bars are static. I'm not losing sight of the time bar as I scroll across various locations. And this is still my personalized view. I can keep the spaces that I want to see, whilst I could remove the others that I'm not interested in. And this is going to be typically user centric. You decide what you want to see on your personalized calendar experience.
Correct. And another call out to, other than, the personalized favorite, the time bar staying, is you'll notice the calendars stack. So they do stack also against the time zones. So for, the New York, that is, what's it going to be, 12:30 at this point. Obviously in the UK and London, it's later. So they're going to stack just like they do now. So that way, if you are looking at booking a multi-point video conference, everything's aligned. So you're not trying to figure out what's the time zone difference, what's the local time. We want to make that a lot, easier just to be able to do really efficiently.
Absolutely. Also, we've added this nice card view, which kind of, lets administrators and reception teams be able to quickly assess what this booking is, who is it made for, what was the source of this booking, where does this sit on the calendar. All of that information is just visible in this one simple card view, which kind of makes it easier to kind of manage spaces across the business.
Absolutely.
And then we
And
have
on the card, though, just a quick note, we had a lot of feedback of what should go on the card, right? So what we
yeah.
wanted to do is we always had that hover where if you rest your cursor over the booking ribbon, you get the hover. And some feedback was, well, that wasn't quite enough, right? We'd also like to see, host versus requester, especially if you have that hierarchy of someone booking on behalf. So we did go ahead and build that out. Also added some icons just as quick call outs that users are really familiar with already because they're being used in Outlook and the Microsoft stack. So we did want to align that there as well. And I guess the last but not least on the card is just giving it more weight, so that way if you need to dig in, but you don't have to click. So it's just resting your cursor. It's not a click, to get even more insight than what we're already giving you by default on that calendar view.
Absolutely. I just want to show that that same thing kind of happens with concierge as well. So you can see this booking is concierge a booking, which we just made during this demo. And you can see on this hover card, there is a small icon which tells you that this booking was made on Concierge AI. We've kind of used those icons there to nicely depict the user interface as well. And likewise, if you're using, say, some collaboration tools, some specific features, you're all going to be seeing those icons on this hover card as well.
And I think that's a really
Coming
big
back,
one, Parul, just to lean in
yeah,
on is, again, that visual display. We've always been able to do status. We've been able to do internal versus external or client facing, so that we've got those differences. Last year, maybe the year before, we added the icons for the services. So if they have AV services, it can drop a headset. If they have catering, it's a little fork and knife. But now we also had a lot of feedback of saying, well, I need to know at a glance if it's Teams, Zoom, WebEx at a glance. I don't want to click. I
yeah.
don't want to do open up the booking. So that's just another icon that we can also support on the new calendar view. Just trying to give you as much information as possible at a glance.
Absolutely. And with that, the next thing that I want to showcase is this kebab menu, which kind of allows you to copy bookings, move bookings, make references, see the summary, or update just the status. So for example, if I go on to this booking, because it's right on the time, I should be able to put it in progress, and you'll see that the color of the booking changes as per the legend that we have right here. Now, the legend also has this, smaller kind of a view, like which almost looks like a Mac view. And then you have your legends in an expanded form. And if you want even bigger visibility of the legends, you should be able to see it here. And just by the way, all these colors are customizable as per your organization's taste and the way your organization kind of sees these statuses across the business.
Yep, great call out. This is what we're showing in the demo system. For those of you that have demoed with, me in the past, I'm very stoplight, red, yellow, green. So all of the options, color schemes are flexible and configurable. So again, just making sure we align not just the colors, but also the terminology. Again, wanting to lean in on the terminology within your organization. Is it request confirmed? Is it approved pending? All of those different attributes and workflows we can bring in. Awesome. Perfect. Anything
Great.
else on the calendar view? I know you and I can go on and on for we talked about this, but
I
anything else
know,
you wanted to
right?
showcase for the moment? Okay, perfect. Awesome. So we did want to go ahead and make sure to leave the last, about 10 minutes, about 8 minutes now, to do any additional questions. So the question answer Q&A box is definitely up and live, and I'll go ahead and read through a few questions that we already have submitted. So the first two, Parul, have to do with concierge. So just to set the stage for you. So the initial question is, will concierge be able to perform any admin functions like changing time, availability, etc.?
Yes, definitely. It is some of the items that we are considering from our roadmap perspective. And once we kind of, put our roadmap out on the public forum, you'll definitely know the admin features which are coming. But we'll love to hear more from you in terms of what admin features you would like to see in the product first so that we can get those prioritized accordingly.
And that's something to definitely enunciate twofold. One is give us feedback. We do have the product portal that, existing customers can give us feedback. You can also view what other customers have suggested. It is, of course, autonomized, but if somebody else suggested sounds good to you too, you can give it some more weight because we are really trying to make it as easy as possible to give us feedback. You can always reach out to myself directly, our CSM team, support team. We're all here to support you guys and your ideas and what would make your lives easier. So any insight that you have, great. Within Concierge, we currently can do some of the changes. Parul did show, change a meeting, cancel a meeting, and just keeping in mind on the level set, this is kind of the general release phase 1 of Concierge. So it is actively available now. Again, can be deployed Teams, Outlook, or the web app. So if there is interest, we'd happy to have that conversation. The second question, again for Concierge AI, is it asks, can you ask to book in a specific office if you have more than one office location? And yes, I feel confident in that. Yes. So you can go ahead and tell it a specific office or location or even space, and it'll return the result if that space is available. So if you love sitting at Office 101A, you can even put that into your prompt. Book me 101A for tomorrow. Of course, it will return if there's any conflict and then also offer alternatives. But it does also know your home location, just like all the UIs in Korbyt and Rendezvous before. So it is picking that up. And then it does additional questions kind of tagging on to that is, can you include services and recurring, and what about conflicts? So I'll let you speak to those because those are, I think, some future phases that we're excited to release, but just aren't released in this initial version of Concierge.
Yes, Natalie is spot on. They're coming, they're on the roadmap. And yes, that's something that we do plan to do in our next phases of Concierge. And the beauty of Concierge AI is it scales. You talk about locations, regions, floors, it knows your home location. But if you want to book elsewhere, if you're traveling, it is just able to do that in no time by just either typing the name of the room, typing the name of the location, and Concierge AI will take care of the rest.
Perfect. Thanks, Parul. All right, so the next question is around the 365 add-on. And the question is, when is it available? And we're super excited to say it's available now. And what Parul showcased actually is not just its availability, but how far we've come with matching and meeting different features from QuickBook or Book It and other UIs that we've had in the past. So as Parul showcased, we can show in the add-on in the add-in the space availability, the suggestions, the pictures, the images, the features, the services, and also capture workflow around the internal, external, client matter number for the law firms out there, if we need to capture that, if there's a chargeable service, account number, GL code. So we are bringing and we have brought all of those use cases into the 365 add-in. So for those that are interested in taking a closer look at that, especially if you're an existing customer, we can enable it in your test instance. For those of you that are brand new to the scene and Korbyt, we'd be happy to take you through a deep dive demo and even walk through a POC if that's appropriate. So we're excited to get the Korbyt solution out and in front of you. The next one actually is within kind of the Outlook, and this is, can you show again how to book an office that it doesn't take up the whole calendar? Is that something you can easily toggle to again, Parul? Is how it stays on the all
Sure.
day? Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no worries. So I just go on here and I just click all day, and then Outlook understands that I'm trying to make an all day booking, and that's all I got to do. After this, I just select my space and save my booking, and you'll be able to see it as a banner. This is the only checkbox that you need to do. I hope that
Perfect.
answers the question.
Yeah, no, that's great. And again, that was feedback we had from a variety of customers. So we listened and are excited to showcase that because we do find that that is unique in our solution of really wanting to keep that calendar clean, not be distracting, but we still need to know about it. And therefore, then we have all of the updates and the Outlook reminders that take place. Awesome. I think that is all of the questions. Can we go to the last slide, Pearl, just to make sure that we didn't miss
Sure.
anything that we're supposed to cover here? Okay, so exactly, we number one, really, really appreciate all of your time this afternoon or evening or morning, depending on your time zone, and joining us for Korbyt Booking What's New webinar. We did cover three main points, Concierge AI, which is hot off the press, and you have that available to you, the 365 add-in, which you can also navigate to now, and then the updated calendar view. But Parul and I really did try to keep this short and sweet because we had a lot to cover in 45 minutes. So we would be very happy to schedule a follow-up session, dive in deeper, take you guys off mute, and allow it to be a little more collaborative in that conversation. And the QR code as well. Oops, sorry. I think there's one more question I just saw pop up in the chat. If you created a booking in Outlook and have external people, can we modify the booking or just the room? So we do talk about that a lot, modifications, right? The initial booking is the easiest part, but we do handle the modifications, workflows, and alerts depending on the audience. So internal users, it updates their Outlook, and Exchange appointment, external can send them a notification or invite, but we can also dig into that more if that's a use case that you're interested in. And last but not least, for those of you that might be joining from a law firm, next week is ILTACON, and I'm super excited to be participating in that event live. I'll be joined by a variety of our Korbyt team members. We are at booth 665, and if you or any of your colleagues are joining or attending that event, we look forward to seeing you, and we do have that QR code where if you want to schedule a time to meet that's going to be convenient for you, definitely reach out. We know it's a busy week, it's an exciting week, it's in Nashville, so I'll be bringing my boots. But we're, again, just really appreciative of your time this afternoon. And yeah, thanks for joining us on our webinar, and we'll follow up with any additional questions that come up. And we, again, just really appreciate your time. Thank you also, Parul, for showcasing us and walking
Thank you.
us through
Thank
all
you
the
so
things that
much.
you and the product team have been up to. All right,
Great. Thanks
wonderful.
for joining, everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right. 1 second.